2 months before the apocalypse, the man received an encrypted voice message. It said that in 2 months, a large-scale zombie crisis would sweep the globe. He tried to listen to it again, but the message self-destructed. The man worked in architectural design. Now he finally understood why so many rich people had been asking him to design underground bunkers for them. So he dropped all his other projects and started designing a doomsday bunker just for himself. Knowing the apocalypse might last a long time, he didn't just plan to build a warehouse for supplies. He also wanted to create a planting area and a livestock area. He needed the ability to produce his own food. He started looking for a location. It had to be far from crowded cities but close to an underground water layer, so he could dig a well. In the end, he chose an abandoned villa on the outskirts. It was for a former client whose funding had run out, leaving the project unfinished. He began sketching his underground bunker on paper. Besides a massive storage warehouse, he would also build an underground farm to give himself a continuous food supply. He worked on the blueprints until dawn. Without resting, he contacted a reliable construction crew and offered triple pay to finish the job as fast as possible. The foreman looked at the blueprints for 20 minutes and immediately realized this was no ordinary basement. The man had them dump the excavated dirt into a nearby ditch and spread grass seed over it. Within 2 months, thick vegetation would grow over it. While the workers were digging, the man started buying supplies. Claiming it was for his company cafeteria, he bought 5 tons of rice and flour, plus 10,000 cases of canned meat. He visited 20 different pharmacies to buy as many common medicines as he could. Unlike food, once medicine ran out in the apocalypse, he wouldn't be able to make more. Weapons would protect against intruders. Communication equipment could be used to call for help. He also bought large quantities of vegetable seeds, as well as fish fry and baby chicks. The man scheduled the supply deliveries for midnight so they wouldn't attract attention. A month later, all the supplies were moved into the bunker, neatly arranged on shelves. On the 36th day, the man decided to keep old Zhang, who had worked for him for 12 years, at the bunker. Old Zhang was loyal, reliable, had served in the military, knew how to use weapons, and stayed calm under pressure. Old Zhang asked if he could bring along a former comrade. Old Zhang had a bad back and walked with a limp, but he was good at farming and fixing electronics. The man recognized how valuable those skills would be in the apocalypse, so he agreed. Old Zhang also brought his son, who was unmarried and a hard worker. The man said that once the apocalypse came, the 4 of them would live in the bunker together until it was all over. On the 37th day, 2 strangers arrived. One wore a suit, the other camouflage and carried a gun. They didn't find the 4 men, but they noticed the man's truck parked there. They took a picture and left. That night, the man gave an order. No one was allowed to go outside from now on. On the 40th day, his phone showed videos of stores being looted. There seemed to be riots in the city. On the 41st day, communication signals started to fail. On the 45th day, cell service disappeared completely. The man and his companions began testing the bunker's equipment. The air filtration system worked. The water purification system worked. The solar power system worked. The man stepped outside the bunker one last time and stared blankly at the distant sky. Suddenly, a blinding light flashed in the distance. Seconds later, the ground beneath them began to shake and crack. They quickly went back inside the bunker. Just before closing the door, the man took one last look. A mushroom cloud rose in the distance. He closed the door and felt the stillness inside the bunker. 3 days later, he went outside in a hazmat suit. The world was gray and hazy.